All right, we're in. Open it up with just a little bit of HAMTAG there. There'll be music soon. So what this is the top 5 fan lists for the HAMTAG Lite last top 5 list, which was Kickstarter games. Now, there was a great comment on that. Let's see, Jonathan Townsend. So he said, hey, I'm a little confused. I thought HAMTAG, I'm paraphrasing, was just about war games. So, no. Now, doesn't mean we might do top 5, well, just use the top 5 Kickstarters war games only. We can do that. But this was definitely open to anything. Now, we're still war games centric. So, but those that watched the show know I only had one war game on that list. So, what we're going to do is I'll go through the YouTube comments. If you want to up your chances of getting your name and comments listed, post to the YouTube comments and try to keep it just your list of 5 or 4 or whatever you got, nice and clean, tight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you got some comments, throw them in there. I'm also going to screen share for the first time, and we'll walk through that. Let's see. We will also open with Greg Schmidtken's coffee. Greg's comments. So full HAMTAG show, half as much, twice as good. Greg Schmidtken's was part of the trio. When we're doing HAMTAG Lite, which will be predominant, he won't be on the show, but he's been commenting. So Greg says, as far as top 5 Kickstarters, he says, I got nothing. Hold on, let me hold this up. He's got nothing. This is a quote from him. I've done 3 Kickstarters of various types, and I consider all 3 of them negative experiences. Negative enough that I won't do any more. Now, you can even see a fan or a commenter asked him a question on, hey, can you go a little deeper into that? By the way, he had a bunch of people that agreed with him. They don't like Kickstarter either. Totally reasonable. I get it. But Greg goes into some deeper comments, and you can see that on the YouTube comments section if you go in there. He really breaks down the 3 and just says, hey, he even realizes that his opinion may differ from others. Let's see, we got Downriver Rick is in. Hey, how are you doing? Howdy, howdy. We should get more in. We've got 9 folks. Feel free to comment. Excuse me, as I'm going through the show, I'll be working off of the lists. I am going to screen share those lists this time, and I'll work off of some things I printed out as well, just as reminders. So let's see what I'm working on currently. Interceptor Ace, see if I can get the glare off. Interceptor Ace is currently still on the table. It was on the table last time we did this. 2 reasons. 1, work's been real busy, so I haven't had as much time to get in and play. And 2, quite fun. This is the reverse kind of a B-17 Queen of the Skies, and it's real tough for your fighter to survive these runs at the bomber boxes. But this is you're diving down, very personal. It's you in a plane. It's not your Stoffel or your whole squad. It's just you. And boy, you take some hits in this one. Everything's abstracted out. If you don't like charts, you may not like this, but B-17 Queen of the Sky is just like that. There's a lot of chart referencing and flipping on the table. I might even film the review of this later today. So we'll see if I get time for that. And then what is up next? Next to hit the table will be Agents of Mayhem from Academy Games. Again, top-notch production. This system, although set with this online game, first-person shooter type game, I've never played the game, Agents of Mayhem, but this borrows heavily from the Eichert's tactical modern-day combat system that they used with the Marine Corps to do some training. I haven't punched it out even yet. I've done an unboxing video. This has 3D terrain, so you can destroy levels of buildings. Very interesting. This will be on the table next. I've got to get this review shot. Let's see. Let's go into the list. And we've got some more folks in before once I screen share, I really won't be able to see this. So Charles Rowan, good afternoon to you. And Klaus Brass, hi all, never did Kickstarter. A lot of people haven't. Oh, on that note, I wanted to list because there were some great commenters, and you'll probably see some of them that also added in kind of their overall stats. I have backed 139 Kickstarters, 139. I didn't even know it was that high. And my very first backing was December 24th, 2010. What? Wow. And it was the Great Regression comic book or graphic novel #1. That was the first time I dipped my toe in. And then my second one, which was the first board game I ever backed, was 1955, The War of Espionage, which if you've seen the show, Judd even brings that up because I referenced it. It was the first time he knew Kickstarter was around. That was January 5 of 2011. So that was my first board game. Let's see. Carlos is in. I'm going to use your middle name, Jao. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name, sir. And if you want to throw it up phonetically, please do, and I will make a note of it. Hi, is Chief. Hello, people. And MD is in. Matt says he's checking in. Sweet. Let me attempt my first share screen, and we will go off of the list here. So I'm coming up. I did practice this. I'm going to come into the tab. We're going to go into the YouTube video comments first, then I will do some BGG comments. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. All right, I've keyed it up. So we've got on Andrew Frank. I love this, by the way. If you want your list done, list them just like this. I don't care if it's ascending or descending order, but you can see number 5's old school tactical, 4's old school tactical, 2. Hello, he likes the old school. 3's Heroes of Blackreach, 2 Heroes of Stalingrad. 1 is Thunder in the East, and then I love this little extra comment here, Heroes of Blackreach Almost Sunk Devil Pig Games. That actually sent me in, and I did a little research. I read a little bit on that, and I found out that Devil Pig is doing exactly what this old gamer needs. They have created like a compendium. It's a book, and then it has a little trapper keeper kind of sleeve, and it has the specific rules to each of the different versions of the game. So like the Black Reach, it has Heroes of Normandy, it has the Cthulhu kind of themed one. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. And I went and ordered that, and the shipping was crazy Euro expensive coming from France, but that's okay. I need that. That's exactly what I need. When I get like different variations in the system, I need something that helps me break it out quickly. Let's see. I like Mike Hoyt here. Mike says, I decided to go with best Kickstarter, not necessarily the best games. I think these publishers deserve a lot of respect for delivering exactly what they promised. Now, I like this. Instead of just listing the games, he has zoomed in on the publishers. Let me open that up. And he's got number 5 is Ultra Pro Championship Formula Racing. I'm not going to read all of his comments on it. Number 4 is Victory Point Games. Of course, they no longer exist. That's been sold off. Dawn of the Zeds or Nemo. He says both are excellent. Judd, of course, talked about Nemo, and it made me want it. Vento Nuevo, and I know I'm saying that wrong. Nuevo. Stalingrad Inferno on the Volga. I did a review of that, and love Stalingrad. Very good game. And he even says here, very high quality product, very professional company, delivered on time, no hassles. Number 2, Steve Jackson Games, Pocket Box of the 80s. What's funny here, and I can't remember now, but I backed their old school role-playing game that also covered some of those Pocket Box games. Reprints of their classics. And then number 1 is Worthington, Band of Brothers, super clean campaign, excellent product, and a great game. He does have a question that I liked as well, and I'll dive deep on some of these, which means I may not cover everybody's on here. But he gets into Game Salute. And he said Bart, was the first person that ever had anything positive to say about it. And that was in reference to Storm Hollow. And I know they've had some problems. Some people don't like them. I don't know all the business insides and outs there. All I know is that they literally, I believe, saved and got Storm Hollow printed. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he took over as developer. And boy, did he do a great job. Let me roll through. Again, I'm not going to stop on everybody. So the cleaner it is, the more likely you are to get a shout out. So Cliff here, his top 5 are Lord of Hellas, Star Realms, love it. Myth, I've got a buddy that loves Myth. They had a few problems with fulfilling some of their stuff, my understanding. This War of Mine, now he really got my interest here because I have this. I bought it. I did not get the Kickstarter. I came in late, but it's still sitting shrinked. And I love how he says my kids have played this a lot. And he's talking like 100 hours of gameplay. And I read somewhere else that it literally, you open the box and go within 5 minutes. And then Seventh Continent, and his son and daughter love this. I love that game. Here's the weird thing. I like it solo. I do not like to play it with someone else. It's real puzzly. And I like to the hours just slipped away when I was playing that. Let's see. So let's see. A little harder to read, but I'll work with Tom Knight here. Another great one, Bart, Here Are Mine, Twilight Struggle, digital with Turn 0. I got that as well. Hands in the Sea, Nemo's War, Eternal Dynasty. I think I missed some there, but it's like I said, you can see it's harder to read in that version. Slide on by. Here's one. All right, the Big E's War Games. Again, this is the format that makes it easier for me, but number 1, War Room by Larry Harris and Nightingale Games. 5 is Rurik, Dawn of Kiev by Peacekeeper Games. U-Boat by Phalanx. That was an unbelievable production. Band of Brothers Series 2nd, Hold Fast Series, excluding North Africa. Now, he's got some honorable mentions. I'm just going to let you guys see those. And he says, Kickstarter as a platform has a lot of potential. But, oh, yeah, there is a lot of element of risk there. I've had several that did not fund. You heard my probably most infamous. Let me pop up here. I'm going to give Jim Smith a shout out just because I like what he said. One of the great HAMTAGs ever. Now, we didn't get as many views as some of the other ones, and I believe that's because Judd and I purposely opened it up to any kind of games, not just strictly to war games. He references, again, Nemo's War, hearing so much good about that. Combat Infantry, West and East, Columbia. This War of Mine shows up again. Hellboy and Vengeance. I'm going to do a few more here. Brian Jarvis. Again, let's see. Hannibal and Hamilcar Phalanx. Unbelievably gorgeous game. Fun game to play. Twilight Struggle Digital. 878 Vikings from Academy Games. That was awesome. I love that. It's got asymmetrical play. Hands in the Sea, 2nd edition. Black Orchestra. Let's slide up. Let's see. Okay, yep. Sean Thompson, I read his. He had some good comments. So he had 21 Kickstarter projects that he's backed. And his list is Rising Sun, Zaya Legends of a Drift System. We have that in common. I have Rising Sun as well. Arcadia Quest as well. I have it. 7th Continent as well. What? We're lining up. Kingdom Death Monster. You know what? That game was so different, unique, that I almost backed it, and then I got scared, and I backed off, and then it looked like he wasn't going to get her done, and then he did, and people love it. I have not played it. I had a coworker, and she loved it to death. It was weird, though. It's a little weird. It's like you're in some kind of purgatory almost. I don't know. Let's see. Let me do a few more, and then I'm going to pop out and make sure the screen share is working properly. I just love this from Michael Ranella. HAMTAG, now with extra bacon. Now, that could be a reference to me, too. I'm a sergeant on the police department, so maybe he was referencing the bacon in that reference. I don't know. That's totally fine if he was. Let's do Robert Moffat here. So top 5. I like this. I had this flagged and I almost put all these in the side. So Judd's wearing his Johnny Cash shirt. I love what Moffat, a few other people did here. They decided, you know what? We're not doing top 5 Kickstarter, although I think his is in there. Let's do his top 5 Man in Black tunes. I've Been Everywhere, Folsom Prison Blues, love all these. One Piece at a Time, don't know that one, need to find out. Ain't No Grave, and Boy Named Sue. Love Boy Named Sue. I told the boy his name was almost Sue. Then I went with Bo. Bjorn Frank, hopefully I'm saying that right, sir. Kingdom Death Monster, there it is again. Cthulhu Wars, Brass, Birmingham, and Lancaster PAX Premier 2nd Edition. I've backed a bunch of the packs. It's the future one. I can't remember. I'm going to end up saying something weird. GKR Heavy Hitters. Let me pause for a second and pop out of the screen share. And let me see how this works. Uh-oh. Wow. Hopefully that didn't. Yeah, okay, I'm good. Wow, that was a weird exit from me on my side. Sorry, guys. Again, first time using that. Let's check with some folks here, see who else is in. And let's see. Charles Rowan, he's never did a Kickstarter unless you count GMT's P500. Nope, but that is pre-backing. I do some of that as well. Let's see. Joe Besser fan, hi from Long Island, New York. Hello, sir. Good to have you in. Totally involved says, I'm going to again go with Carlos. I'm not sure how to say your first name, Joe, maybe. I'm totally involved with Company of Heroes Kickstarter. So far sounds like an amazing game. And Joe says he's been waiting almost 2 years for a dopey Rambo game from Kickstarter. I think I'm retiring from Kickstarter. Every once in a while you get burned. What I've done is I decide I'm not going to back something if I'm not willing to just let the money go. And that has cut down on some of the things I back. That is true. Let's see. Ooh, bad French of this. Sorry. Ketiosis. I don't know what that is, Matt. I'm going to go with Matt. Damn typehead key. Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. Let me know, how is that screen share working? That's the first time I've screen shared. Instead of just reading it off, I went back and looked at my last one. I thought that was a lot of me just reading stuff. I want to get people's lists in. And I even played around with cutting some of them out, putting them on a piece of paper, going through that route. And then I thought, you know what? I like so much of these, I'm going to try the screen share. Let me know if that screen share worked well. I'll go back and look at it later. We'll pop in and do a little more screen share in a second. But I wanted to pop out and talk here. We had JP Falconer had a very nice comment. So we had a few rabbit trails during this show. We ended up talking about cop shows. So we got into this, what I thought was a good kind of what had some truth in it as far as police work. I've been in police work for 25 years. And so we had some folks do their top 5s in that, just like the Johnny Cash. And JP Falconer said for him, the grittiest police drama was the original NYPD with Jack Warden, Frank Converse, and Robert Hooks. That was the late 70s New York City. It was a character all on its own. Fantastic show. I told him I hadn't heard of it. He actually commented that there's some stuff on YouTube about it. Good. And Downriver Rick says the screen share worked well. I'll pop back in. We'll go through a few more on that list, and then I'll pop over to BGG and we'll hit their list as well. And if I remember right, there was a few other people that listed some of the cop shows they liked. I'm telling you, Barney Miller was just awesome. It really caught a lot of the banter, and I love the fact that they worked in that jail cell just to give the difference of the criminals coming and going, and how they showed that, and of the patrol officers that would come and go. So that was just, oh, and I think their internal affairs guy that was coming in always trying to get Barney on something. I loved it. I loved it. That thing hit a lot on, and it was humorous all at the same time while having some truth to it. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Kirk Bullinger had a great comment. He said, what if you did a top 5 war games and did a whiskey pairing with them? That would be kind of fun. I don't know. I might do that on my own. Judd has a beer occasionally, maybe, or I think he just cooks with beer and he's had occasional wine. He is not a drinker, and that's totally fine. I have a whiskey show, which is why you see all the whiskey behind me. And that's Scotch Test Dummies, if you want to see anything on that. We have a good time. I have a co-host on there. I think that's it for my list. Let's see. Screen share worked well. Let me pop back in. I'm going to do a few more screen share of the comments list. So we'll come right back in. Let's see here. Boom. And it should have left off right where I was. I believe so. Let's see. We got Rick Nadeau. So another good show. Thanks, sir. For some odd reason, I became thirsty during the show. So here's something I'm going to continue to do. Judd was, I think, going through his Worthington game and just started to dive deep. And I'm going to let Judd go. I'm just going to, he's off the leash, and he's going to dive deep on some things. And when he does, I'm going to pour myself a dram. It eases. Sometimes I'm thinking, wow, this is going too deep. And then I thought, you know what? If I just pour a dram, let him talk. So let's see what Rick has in here. He's back 13 game projects, a couple I had already played earlier versions, so he knew what he was getting into. Also did some expansions for ones like he wanted to breathe some life into the games he already had. And then he also did a bunch of P500s. But his list is compounded, interesting trading resource management game. Got a lot of love. Evolution, good looking art there. I like that. Brew Crafters, worker placement in a brewery. That sounds neat. I think I saw that. I did not back it. Endeavor, Age of Sail. I have the original Endeavor, and I saw that new artwork, but I don't know. I know they fixed a few things too. Napoleon, the Waterloo Campaign, like the old Avalon Hill version, and this seems to really capture the simplicity and the vibe. I agree. And then he's waiting on 1941 Race to Moscow. That's from Phalanx, and it's the same kind of deal as Race to the Rhine, obviously in reverse, kind of. And again, Phalanx production values are just awesome. They're a company out of Poland. Let's see, David, what is that? LHSL. Sorry, I'm getting old and I don't have it all blown up. He's backed 8 Kickstarters directly, including the infamous Up Front. Me too, brother. And I even did Airborne in Your Pocket and got burned bad on that because I did this all-in thing, thinking they were going to do a lot of expansions. Stupid. Although I am getting, that's coming in the mail from that recent, I can't remember the dice version of whatever. Name of the backed games or anything I would rank very highly. None of the backed games or anything you would rank very highly. The one I had the best time with was Baldrick's Tomb, which was incredibly simplistic, but made for a fun game with my elderly parents. Let's see. The most he ever paid was for a Kickstarter was D-Day Sergeants, and they still haven't followed through with releasing all of the promised scenarios. Wow. I'm going to skip down here a little bit. I love it when you guys go down your rabbit trails. Me too. And the trails in this video have been some of the best you've ever done. I loved watching Barney Miller when I was growing up. Judd's history lesson was amazing. Yes, it was. That man has some depth. I lost my place, and I love Bart's analysis of realism and police detective shows. Stay awesome. Thank you. Great comment. Yeah, when we do rabbit trails, I'm going to let them roll. It's going to make for some longer shows, but I'm going to tell you with HAMTAG, I'm not necessarily concerned about them being super tight. I mean, I don't want them 3 hours long, but I want them to roll a little bit into those rabbit trails. I like it. I think, some folks don't, but I think it's our personalities coming through. Oh, how do you say this? Yuki Daramua 6988. As an addictive, obsessive gamer with an enormous collection, I'm very proud of the fact that I've been too much of a stubborn hipster to check out Kickstarter other than the casual glance when it first became a thing years ago. He's prone toward Ameritrash games with lots of chrome. Man, Kickstarter would definitely be your crack, sir. Just wouldn't be good for him. That's good he recognized that. Physician, heal thyself or know thyself. Edited, let's see, after finishing the video, now I want to know what the drama behind Upfront is. I see the original game constantly mentioned. I won't go into that. You can go on BGG and everybody can find out the drama. Judd here gives a little history of Valley Games and that they were in money troubles, basically. And so he did not go into it. I wish he would have nudged me on that one. Maybe he did. Judd has a better memory. Maybe he told me don't do it. I'm like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, it wasn't. Derek Leader, congratulations. Another entertaining video. Even if Judd drove Bart to drink with a big wink. Yes, I'm going to continue that. That way it doesn't bother me at all. I knew two things even before the video started. Judd's number one. I was even referenced in his chat. I was one of the guys, if not the guy, that whined about folding the map. And two, Bart was going to make me feel sad. I kickstarted Heroes of Stalingrad, and it has still not arrived here in Canada. Although he's hopeful. I think it'll get there. I guess I don't know all their kickstarting woes at this point. He avoided the fiasco with Upfront. Lucky you, sir. And I'm going to drop into Richard Borg's The Great War. He loves that game. And amazing, Rich managed to make trench warfare fun. Yes, that's from PSC Games, and it is awesome. It's like the Command and Colors version of World War I. It is the Command and Colors version. Hands in the Sea, you guys have heard that. Paulo Mori's Blitzkrieg, simple, tense, and a whole lot of fun. I want to mention that. I reviewed that very early on. Again, I believe that's PSC, if I remember right. And I remember thinking this is going to be crap. That's what I thought. And then I got it because I thought there's no way you're playing the whole World War II in 20 minutes. Stupid. And then I played it. Of course, it's very abstract, but it is very fun. And it's been catching on. And that gave me a lesson that I shouldn't prejudge. It's got a real nice push and pull on it. And way to go with Blitzkrieg. You guys should check it out if you haven't. Fast and Furious Full Throttle. I haven't heard of that, but he's run multiple play-by-email games of Thunder Alley and Grand Prix. That's very cool. GMT games. And then Twilight Struggle, the digital edition. Cool. Let me pop back up here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Great Monkey King X. He's always commenting, one of our key commenters. Thanks, Great Monkey. He's so very angry with us. He laughs so hard you almost caused manslaughter. And I want you to arrest Judd and yourself for wallet abuse. My poor wallet is just bloody quivering lump, a bloody quivering lump. I just pulled the trigger on C3I's Waterloo 1850. Man, the magazine alone is awesome, and that game is great. It was their Gettysburg edition was out. Then the Waterloo. If you like Waterloo, oh my God. I'm not a Waterloo or a Napoleonics fan, and I had a blast with it. Let's see. And I also got their South Pacific issue. I blame Judd for that. Yeah, I know. Judd, oh my God, now I'm forgetting the name of it. It's like the shorter version, and I have it sitting over on the shelf for Mark Herman on his Pacific game. That'll kill me. I got to leave it alone. Otherwise, I'm going to grind to a halt here. So the Kessler Foundation said, well, if your wife wants it, you should probably get foosball table. No, I'm audibly sensitive. That crack, crack, crack. I'll go play foosball. I don't want all that noise in there or the air hockey. I'll get in trouble for it, but I'll take that. I'll take it. Let's see. I'm going to do a few more as we scroll up, and I know I'm going to miss some folks. Let's see. Well, we'll just do Jim Smith had an honorable mention of Montanai. I'm going to say that wrong. I'm going to forget the gentleman's name. Tip my tongue, but he did Glory to Rome. He did Innovations, and it's in that same vein. It kind of gets you, but every time I put it away, I can never remember how to play it again. So now it just sits on the shelf. Some hankering for scotch there. You may hear the kids upstairs. We're always watching the grandkids on Saturdays. We got that in. Let's see. I'm going to do one more. There's a Rebel Fury. Come on. I'm going to get one more good one where the list is splayed out nicely. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Paintball and RN. Great comments here. Thanks for the shout out in the last vid. Well, there you go. Thank you, RN. Not a lot of war game love on my Kickstarter list, but here goes. You know what? Not mine either. But here goes. Pixel Tactics Deluxe Crusader, Thy Will Be Done. I love that title. A Song of Ice and Fire, the miniatures game, Western Legends, and Zaya. I too love Zaya. All right, let's do one more. It's going to be somebody that has them listed out very nice listed 1 through 5 or 5 through 1. And they're not listed, so we're going to follow that. I'm going to just scroll through, and now I'm not going to find any of them. All right, let's see. Well, there's Schmidtken's. You've already heard his in the disclaimer. Oh, boy. We don't want to scroll forever. I thought I had another one right up there. All right, the next one that looks like it's got anything is going to get a shout out. Oh, we will talk about tackle. We'll talk about Tackle the Man with the Football. I'm going to come out of the screen share on this one. Sharing, we're going to stop that. I think that will get me to there. And then I've got to pop back over here. So Tackle the Man with the Football came up. That was another one of our rabbit trails. I'm like, Tackle the Man with the Football? All right. Now, I've done some research on this as well. So this is nothing homophobic. And when I played this in elementary school, I did not even know there was a negative connotation sexual-wise for queer. But somebody in the comments mentions that was smear the queer. And they said, but, you know, you can't say that anymore. Well, I immediately thought, man, when I was a kid, I do remember playing that. And that was Tackle the Man or boy, I was probably 3rd grade, with football. We played with a Nerf ball. And we ran all over the place. And it was exactly Tackle the Man with the football. I realized, oh, we didn't call that. I definitely wasn't a man. And then I thought, oh my God, that does sound terrible now that I know the smear. What? So I went to the Urban Dictionary. I think I thought I even wrote it down. What was interesting, because I always go to the Urban Dictionary, because if it's anything bad, they got it. Now, they definitely said, of course, there could be connotations, and you wouldn't want to use that today. It could be offensive. But they stated that it was definitely something in the like 60s, 70s, 80s, and probably even some in the 90s. And it was just like Tackle the Man with the Football or the boy with the football. And I can totally remember as a kid, again, all I knew was if you had the football, you were the odd person out. So they were coming for you. And they even covered like the rules of it was that one of the things was if you got tackled, then the ball got thrown and whoever scooped it up was then it. And you went after them. And the key was a speedy picking up of the ball and then running. You didn't want to have it just sitting there. So that was another great rabbit trail. And once I saw those comments, it totally brought back, oh, I remember playing that. It almost always just kind of happened. And then when I saw those connotations, I thought, oh, I didn't even know anything about different. I mean, I was in 3rd grade. I had no idea. So I was just playing Tackle the Boy with the Football. Let's see. Any comments on that? Nope. All right. I am going to, let me see. I'm going to pop over. We're going to do another screen share. What's my time? 34 minutes, 12 people in. Great. We're getting a lot of post viewers up over the thousands. So hopefully we'll get more lives as people do this. But it's getting viewed a lot in post. That being said, if you want to be part of the lives, what you really want to do is please hit that little bell in YouTube under the channel, and you'll get a notification. I don't do too many shows, so it's not like you'll get a notification every day or anything. And then if you guys want, folks in here, I recognize many of your names, so you're probably already subscribed. But if you want to subscribe, my boy's opening the door over there. If you end up subscribing, I think you'll get some notifications as well. So my boy's now sneaking by, but he kept opening and closing the door. Now he's like, quit talking about me. All right, so let's see. Let me do another screen share so we can get on BGG real quick. So we're going to share this again. Let me come over here, and we're going to come right on up to, there we go. Look at that. By the way, I'm intentionally playing around with these little labels that are coming on. So, and I'd read somewhere where you want to make them a little garish because they draw people's attention. So there's that Johnny Cash shirt. This is the Wichita flag that we did when we had a big old gathering for the whiskey show. All right, look at this. So right here, DRG has them perfectly laid out. It makes them very easy for me to read. So anybody watching this, please do them that way. Please add your list that way. It helps out a lot. Awesome show, guys. The Nautilus, Sean Connery, Emergency. He says, yo, Julie London. Scotch Talk, love it. His 5 or number 1 Nemesis. Gosh, that's a great game. I've been backing their new stuff, and boy, do they do a good job. I think they're out of Poland as well. Arena, the contest, neat contest. Nemo's War, man, I need to get it. Unbroken, really, I mean it. And 303 Squadron, which is in progress. And then he's edited to add, forgot to mention, Castle Iter and Until the Bitter End, U.S. Airborne. That was me saying great list, and then I stopped doing that so it wouldn't be repetitive. Eric Walters, number 1, World at War 85, unbelievable package, tons of stuff. Sergeant's Miniatures game, Red Devils, yes, I'm going way back. Hannibal and Hamilcar, that was a Phalanx game, again, unbelievable production values, great game. Admiral's War, Root expansions, Riverfolk and Underworld. Almost got into Root, and I backed out. I realized I probably would not end up playing it. Let's see. He's had some great experiences. This is David Martin with both Vento Nuovo. I know I'm saying it wrong. Sorry. Their Kiev, Moscow 41, and Phalanx games, Hannibal and Hamilcar. They do run great Kickstarters. Sip of very cold coffee. I like Mark Sockwell here. What? No Ogre Designer's Edition? You know what? I have it. It's sitting over there. It is about 25 pounds. It is a behemoth. And I have yet to even punch out all of the ogres that are in there. And that kills me. The boys looked at it a few times. Now he's 13, and we need to play it, but we haven't. Let's see. Oh, I love this too. Nice video, gentlemen. Judd, you need to find someone who drinks Crown Royal Reserve so you can have gold bags instead of the purple ones. A little side note, I was in an anti-street level drug unit for a long time. You'd be surprised the amount of dopers that carry their dope kit in a purple Crown Royal bag. They just cannot throw those away. They are handy, though, the little drawstring. Mike Hoyt, I decided to go with the best Kickstarter, not necessarily the best games. I like these publishers, deserve a lot of respect for delivering exactly what they promised, and I love the way Mike went here. So 5 is Ultra Pro Championship Formula Racing. Victory Point Games, Dawn of the Zeds. And you know what? I think Mike posted on YouTube as well. I think I read these. So I'll let you look at them as we scroll through. Hey, there's Matt. And Matt is in the comments. Look at that. Everybody shout out to Matt. I can't see your comments while I'm on the screen share, so you guys tell him way to go. Great show. Thank you, Matt. I left a comment on YouTube, but I'll leave more extensive post here. Great. As I'm a retired mechanical engineer, salute to Judd, I've included my Kickstarter stats and honorable mentions, and with deference to Chief, thank you to the Chief, one dishonorable mention. Since 2012, he's backed 91 Kickstarter projects. Thank you. And Matt, You and some of the other folks that listed how many you backed, I didn't even know how many I backed, and that got me to go write down my crazy 139 that I backed, or go look at them. So again, we've done your list, but you guys can see some additional information here that Matt has included on his list. But I want to go to those dishonorable mentions. The Kickstarter projects that shall not be named, but then are. He pledged enough to get my family name on a Greek private personality card. My best friend and I, fellow Grogdard, had a fatal heart attack, and 2 months before. Wow, that's sad. I'm sorry about it. KPTSN launched. So I pledged an extra 50 for what it's worth. Rick agreed to add my buddy's name on a Polish private personality card. I would have given that card to his widow to serve as a marker with his urn. Estimated delivery of June 13th. All right, let's see. Kickstarter 4, Sales of Glory. And you guys can see some of that information there. I'm not going to call all these off. Between Two Cities, I backed that as well. And I know a ton of people did. That game did not work well for me. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It just sits there. Tiny Epic Galaxies. I have that. It's very fun. I don't seem to go back to it, though. And then here's his honorable mentions. He's got Get Lucky, Kill Dr. Lucky. I had the original Get Lucky or Kill Dr. Lucky. It's from Cheap Ass Games. Yep, there it is. Hey, you have it right there. Just read it instead of trying to remember it. And then I blinged it out with these furry little plastic, they had like felt put on them pieces, and then nobody would play it. Here's his honorable mention. Again, I'm not going to read all these off, and you guys can always go look at it if you want some more. Wow. Is that it? I thought I had a few more folks in there. That must be it. There we go. Let me come out of screen share again. I'm getting better at this as we go. Right back into StreamYard. Thank you. All right. I think I've got a grandson trying to come down the stairs too here. I can't see. So, where are we at? We're at 42 minutes, 17 seconds. I think I'm going to wrap it there. Let me look over some of your comments. Let me pull these up. We've got Mr. 262. I wish game companies would use different platform. I won't use Kickstarter. It's far too woke for my taste. I know what you're talking about, and I've seen some of their like companies' standards or whatever, and it is. But I love the idea that it's this different format, this different way of doing it. Also, like to look at it from that entrepreneurial side. It was real interesting to see how projects came in and left. I've backed food items, I've backed clothing items, some music, tons of games. And it was interesting that games ended up being their biggest, the thing kickstarted. I just found that intriguing. So there's a whole cool facet to what Kickstarter has become. So my boys, you want to come in? Pop in real quick. All right. So my boy wanted to pop in. So this is Bo. Bo is predominantly, come on, sit down. Bo is predominantly a role player, but you like some board games on occasion as well, right?
Yeah, where am I supposed to look?
You'll look at that camera up there.
Yeah.
So, and then your sound is here. We're getting ready to wrap up, Bo. I'm going through and just checking some of the comments here. Let's see. Joe Bezer fan. I'm a court officer in Brooklyn, New York. My job is not like night court. Dragnet is the best cop show ever. Cool. Kirk says, best Kickstarter I pledged is Cthulhu Wars. Interesting. And I think that is about it. Let's see who else I've got here. I believe that's it. Are you doing crazy eyes? We're doing crazy. Look like you were doing, crazy? Yeah, you were doing like crazy eyes.
Like this.
Look up there, not at yourself. All right, back it off. We're going to sign off. It is Bonnie with Board Games. Hey, my nephew's name is Bo. Hey, he spelled the same way you did. We had the coolest thing. I had a dental appointment, and they called to confirm it.
B-A-U.
Yeah, the lady says, I'm confirming an appointment for B-A-U. I was like, what? It took me a while to figure out she was phonetically pronouncing the name. Sláinte, way to go, Kirk. Awesome. Sláinte. That is cheers for a little bit. I don't have any whiskey handy, or I would cheers you. All right, game it, you gaming gods. That's similar to how we sign out on the whiskey show. And I'm going to end it. Say see you later. Or
Bye.
oh, there you go. Or bye. See you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Oh, they can still hear you.